Kat here. So tonight I'm going to be filming a book haul, and I got a bunch of packages over the past few months. I've just been ordering online. Abe Books is actually the best website to get books shipped to Japan. So I'm going to talk about 4 of the packages that I got. All of them say they are from Wallingford, and they all have like this black on them. So I'm thinking they are either Awesome Books or Funmeister. But yeah, so let's just open the first one. So let's see. Ooh, there are 2 books in here. Radically different. So the first book in here is Angelfall. Angelfall by Susan E. I know that this is a young adult dystopia novel and that there are angels or angel-like beings, but I'm actually not sure what it is actually about. I just know that it's so highly recommended, and I just kept hearing about it and people kept recommending it to me. It said on the back, it has been 6 weeks since the angels returned to Earth and destroyed the world as we know it. Okay, off to a good start. Angels destroying everything, I like it. When they fly away with a helpless little girl, her sister Penryn will do anything to get her back. I actually just read a book, These Vicious Masks, where a sister goes to save her sister. I am really excited to read it, and a lot of people, whenever they do best boyfriend or best kiss, I guess that in this series there is like an awesome couple or something happens that's gonna be magical. I can't wait. So yeah, I just figured I would give the first one a read. Radically different, but packaged with it, is Tampa by Alissa Netting. So, oh look, it's a buttonhole, and then here is a button. No one is gray about this book. Everyone falls one way or the other. So it deals with a teacher that seduces a student. People are either like, that's terrible, why would anyone write this? It's a disgrace. And then the other side are like, wow, that was so seductive and charmed you into the mindset of the villain, and then like you can't help but have your feelings, and then you're like unsure. And so I'm torn about these kind of books, but I wanted to give it a go because I have read amazing books where I totally fall in love with and kind of side with the villain. For instance, A Murderer in As Meat Loves Salt by Mariah McCann, A Serial Killer, Tenderness by Robert Cormier, a lover of an underage girl in All the Ugly and Wonderful Things. So it could go either way. Really depends on the way that Alissa Netting writes the book. I think the reason why those ones I just named were so successful is because in all of those books that I just named that I like, it is told from the viewpoint of the negative or villain character. So you really can empathize with them and see where they're coming from, and then almost get persuaded and lulled into feeling empathy for them. So I am really interested in this one. This is Tampa by Alissa Netting. The next pairing that we have... Oh, okay, well this is a more fitting pairing. So it is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller paired with Brokeback Mountain by Annie Proulx. So I've been wanting to read both of these for a while, and I was originally intending to read both FF, so lesbian literature, for February, and then I was planning to read MM, May, so gay literature for May. However, I don't know if I will because I've gotten so many books recently that I don't know if I can just be like, I'm only going to read this certain type of book. So I might not do it, as well as I'm not exactly sure how I feel about reading male for May, because then I feel like I've completely left out anyone that doesn't identify into FF or MM. FF is fine in my mind because it is really unrepresented, so it's bringing more light to something, but MM, I don't know how I feel about it yet, so I'm not sure. So anyway, let's talk about Brokeback Mountain. So obviously this is the movie cover. The novel follows 2 cowboys in Wyoming as they work together and then fight their feelings, and if you haven't heard of it, then I don't know where you've been, But the only thing I know is from the movie, which is like, I just can't quit you, Jack, or something along those lines. So I'm really excited to read it, and I can't read it. I guess that I accidentally bought the French version. Do I speak French? Well, my high school French teacher would like me to say yes, but after 4 years of studying it, I'm gonna say no. So I guess I think I'll have to see if I can return it for an English copy, or maybe send it to my little sister. She speaks French quite well. So yeah, fail on my part. Well, I really want to read this book, but I guess not this time. So let's move on to the other one, and let's see if it is in English. The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. So, yay, English. So, this is a retelling of the relationship between Achilles and Patroclus. So, if you don't know about the Iliad, which is where Achilles and Patroclus are from, Achilles is a mighty, mighty warrior, and Patroclus is his best friend. And in the Iliad, their relationship isn't explored that much, other than that it is a very deep friendship and that they share an inseparable bond. I'm just going to read you the blurb from the back of the book, and oh my gosh. Greece in the Age of Heroes. Patroclus, an awkward young prince, has been exiled to the court of King Peleus and his perfect son Achilles. Despite their differences, Achilles befriends the shamed prince, and as they grow into young men, skilled in the arts of war and medicine, their bond blossoms into something deeper. Woohoo! I'm so excited! I am hoping that this will be the book that will overtake the Iliad in my mind, because the Iliad is obviously an epic saga, and it's one of the precursors of war literature, or even just plot. So it is amazing for plot, along with the Odyssey. So if this is a queer retelling of that in any way, it can only get better. Because I'm actually a huge fan of the Iliad and the Odyssey, and I studied them multiple times in school, so I am really, really excited about this. And also, just look at the cover. It's so pretty. So it's actually embossed. So it's raised along the armor, and it's gold, and then the lettering is in red. Like, I'm gonna say blood red. Yeah? Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, so I'm so excited about this. So, moving on to the next pair. Let's see. Ooh, love it. Love, 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 love. Very, very love. Both of these are also kind of fitting to be together because they're both about dark themes. For instance, this one says literally dark. The Dark Days Club by Alison Goodman. And this one is figuratively dark. The Dumb House by John Burnside. So I'm going to just talk about The Dark Days Club by Alison Goodman first. Apparently it has to do with a duchess, and she is a demon slayer. And her name is Helen. So I don't know that much about it other than that it is recommended. And I've been wanting to read some more YA, so I'm just going to read the blurb on the back because I don't really know about it. So it says, Lady Helen Rexhall is set to step into Regency society. Okay, first off, I'm not even through the first sentence, and it's nice. So I really, really love Regency settings, and it's really hard to mess up a Regency setting for me. Into Regency society and find a husband. But this step will take her from glittering ballrooms and the bright lights of Vauxhall Gardens into a shadowy world of demonic creatures and deadly power. Drawing her into this underworld is Lord Carlston, a man of dubious reputation and infuriating manners. He believes Helen has a destiny beyond the ballroom, a sacred duty to protect humanity, not the usual aspirations of a young lady in her first London season. This sounds like every Regency set erotica romance I've ever read, plus some YA innocence. So I'm expecting there to be more plot and less sexy times. Oh, and also demons. That is almost never in a romance. Usually romances are never like demons plus Regency. Usually it's either like Regency and demons. It's never like demonic Regency, go. So yeah, I'm really, really excited to read this. And the other book in the pairing is The Dumb House by John Burnside. So this book I heard about from Jen Campbell. I've never heard anything similar to the plot before. It is a story of Luke, whose experiments into the nature of human language are recounted with all the beguiling reasonableness of the highly intelligent madman. So I really love when the main character is evil, awful, and eventually the author just wins you over with their writing and getting into their mind, and you end up feeling empathy for a character that if you met in real life, there's no way you would feel like that. However, because the writer is completely like blowing your mind subtly through language, you can't help but fall for the trap. So I really like when I do fall for the trap, because it's not like I'm ever falling into the trap willingly. I'm like, I'm gonna hate this character. And then over the course of the book, the author's like, and then by the end I'm like, oh, damn it. Like, I like this character, or I respect this character, or I ship this awful relationship which should never happen in real life. It is about a man who, I believe, does experiments on his own children. I really like this cover too. There's just something really, really sinister about it, and I'm curious if the number of the X's has anything to do with it, or if it's just supposed to be stitches. I'm hoping that this is quite a creepy gray read. I love reads where you're thrust into a situation where any answer, any way you go is like wrong. So it's not a cut and dry story where you can be like, they're the bad guys, I hate them. They're the good guys, I hope they win. So I really like books where you can't win one way or the other, and it really makes you think about things. So the last pairing in this haul is, oh my god, amazing. Okay, so, oh my god, the cover is amazing. Well, okay, I'll just stop, and both covers are amazing. So, obviously, you know this cover. Everyone knows this cover. So it is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. So like I said, I'm looking to read some YA that is really highly regarded, and this is amongst the most highly regarded series in all of booktubedom. So I can't wait to start it, and I really hope that I start this at an appropriate time, not on like a Monday, because then I become insatiable and I read them the whole week and I stay up late, and I stayed up late all this week already. Like till 2 in the morning, all the days, so I have like dark circles and so tired, living on coffee. But it's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. But anyway, Fear is a huntress. She thinks nothing of slaughtering a wolf to capture its prey. But like all mortals, she fears what lingers mercilessly beyond the forest. And she will learn that taking the life of a magical creature comes at a high price. I also know that the romance in here is one of the most popular romance pairings on BookTube. So I'm also really excited to read that. I am a huge sucker for romance. I really do love it. But to be one of my favorite romances of all time, it really needs to be tortured, or the situation has to be really like messed up. I really need like a tsundere romance, if you know what that is. It's like the Japanese term for someone who acts cold but is really warm inside. So at first they come off as cold and things don't work and everything is all messed up, but then as time goes on, like, you get to the gooey goodness of it eventually, with a lot of trouble along the way. So basically I need a tsundere book romance. So I don't know if that is this, but I'm really keen. And look at that. Oh my gosh, beautiful. It's like vines that are holographically inlaid. So they're actually recessed. So the red is raised and the silver is recessed into it. So that is just gorgeous. Yes. Okay? And actually the cover that I was fangirling about is for The Housekeeper and the Professor by Yoko Ogawa. So, in an earlier haul, I was talking about Yoko Ogawa and how much I freaking love her. She is probably my favorite contemporary Japanese writer. So let me explain the magic that is Yoko Ogawa. Let me just try to break it down, because not a lot of people know her and everyone should read her. I don't know why she's not more popular. Even my Japanese coworkers have not heard of her, and I'm like, my mind is blown. They keep recommending me certain authors and I'm like, yeah, I've read them, but Yoko Ogawa for the win all the time. So she writes a lot of magical everyday realism, kind of like Gabriel Garcia Marquez or Banana Yoshimoto, and then she mixes it with subtle creepiness. Like creep factor 10, she starts you off at a 1 and then she just works in details ever so slowly. And then by the end you are so creeped out, like you get like chicken skin and you're like, oh my gosh, like how did I not see all this creepy stuff that was coming? So kind of creepy like Keigo Higashino or Kira no Natsuo, and or Kenzaburo Oi. So if you've ever read any of those, she's kind of like if you combine those styles, magical realism plus creepy, and then throw in sensual details. So I'm gonna say for this Sleeping Beauties by Yasunari Kawabata, or The Tattooer by Junichiro Tanizaki. And if you don't know any of these people, they're all Japanese authors. I really love Japanese literature. It's probably the area that I've studied the most, and I have read prolifically. So, when I say Yoko Ogawa is amazing, I mean, she's so amazing. And this is The Housekeeper and the Professor. Sorry, I should have said that earlier. But it deals with a professor who he has short-term memory loss, and the housekeeper every day reintroduces herself. So it says, with each new equation, the three lost souls forge an affection more mysterious than imaginary numbers, and a bond that runs deeper than memory. So, this is one of her works that I don't think has any sensual undertones, so I'm quite interested to see how it goes. I am extremely looking forward to this. And obviously, the cover is amazing. It's done in the Japanese cloud style, almost like ukiyo-e, where they print on the wood block and then they press it onto paper. So I am just so looking forward to this book. Okay, so I just filmed the thumbnail, and I thank you so much for watching. If you have read any of these, please let me know. I'm so looking forward to all of them. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an absolutely fabulous day, and I hope that you get a lot of reading done and that you have an awesome work day. Without further ado, I'm just gonna say bye. So, see you. Bye-bye!